What's up, everybody? Give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear me out there tonight. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? What's up, Diva One? How you doing? Zadance in the house. Leander's in the house. Let's see who else. I know I thought I seen Zananex videos in the house. Y'all, I'm so excited. It's gonna be my first show on Periscope. So I'm so excited about that, y'all. So I'm broadcasting on three platforms: Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope tonight. So I'm moving on up in the world tonight, y'all. Hey. So without further ado, tonight, the purpose of the show tonight is to get to know people in our own community just a little bit better. So without further ado, y'all, let's get this shiznit going. So don't forget, y'all, coming up immediately after the show tonight. My girl is in doing her reaction video. Miss Savon is doing her reaction video to Divas One, which is our YouTube feature of the week. Miss Diva One, she's doing a reaction video to Divas One. So it's gonna be premiering immediately after the show tonight. So y'all make sure y'all tune in to that because I know I will, because I'm very curious knowing what she talked about, how they do it, and what's going on. I love your Diva One. Without further ado, y'all, you know him. He comes in, he chit chats, he's in a chit chat, chitters, and all that kind of good stuff. He is none other than the evolution of Vell. You can go over to his YouTube screen and you can subscribe and get your notifications for whenever he's taking and doing his new videos and stuff over there at Evolution of Vell. And then you got Big Papa, even though they're not in the comments tonight, right as of right now. D Start has a show featuring tomorrow night. It's gonna be his, I think, second live. It's gonna be on his show. As soon as he gets in the house, we'll have him to take and drop his link, which he'll be doing his live tomorrow night. And I can't even think of what the name of it is. If somebody can get me that information, I would gladly take and put up. But then don't forget, starting next month, we have what? The girls are coming. Well, without further ado, help me welcome to the stage. He's none other than Mr. Evolution of Vale, Mr. Vale himself. How you doing, babe?
What's up? What's up, good people? Hey,
What's
Mr.
going on?
Fine.
What's going on? How you doing? How you doing?
I am good. I am well.
That's good. That's good. So, you're no stranger to the hot seat, as they been calling it. I don't know why they call it a hot
I
seat.
don't
Like
know
it's
why either.
so
I
much.
feel like I'm just coming home.
I know. I'm like, I don't know if it's necessarily a hot seat, but hey, if it's a hot seat, it is what it is. I guess we just gonna keep it flowing like that.
I
Um,
bought plenty of water, ice water with me, so I'm good.
well, that's good. That's good. What are we having libations tonight?
Mm-hmm.
What are we drinking on?
Definitely. What is this? A Fano. I have no idea. This is from
Okay.
a wine club.
Your twin
It's a
is in the house with us tonight.
it's a white wine though, and it's pretty tasty. That's why the bottle is pretty much gone.
Okay, okay, okay. I seen you the other day when y'all were talking with Mr. 6'8". Y'all were having your mukbangs, two guys and a
Yes,
girl.
yes,
That was very interesting. You was eating and kiki ha and laughing and stuff, and it was very interesting. Y'all had the very, very nice, flow workflow going on there. So I was
yeah.
like,
That
okay,
that was my two new YouTube buddies, and we were just kind of chatting and getting to know each other, and the idea came up for us to do a collab video of sorts. And with COVID, this is kind of what we're dealing with, the lives, and so it kind of just came up impromptu, like, well, we should do. At first, it was going to be a cooking video, but we needed some time and to kind of put that together. So we ended up with the idea of a mukbang because you can kind of do that right away. So yeah, there will definitely be more of those to come. We already have something in the works that we're working on, probably in the
that's
next couple
good.
weeks. Yeah.
That's good. That's real good. Sound like you got me on two different speakers over there. I hear my echoing and everything.
It's probably my speakers. Let me take that out. Let's see if that works.
You good? It was just echoing a little bit.
Is it better
Um,
now?
yeah, I can't hear it now. So whatever
Okay,
you
that
did,
was
fix
my
it.
surround speaker speaking. Just
Work
coming.
up surround sound.
Hmm.
Yes. So we just gonna hop right on into this and we're gonna get it nice and easy, and then we're gonna do it rough towards the end. You know how I do it. First and
That's
foremost,
exactly how I like it too.
you ooh, shut your mouth and keep talking. Well, Jesus take the wheel and all that kind of good stuff. So evolution of veil. First and foremost, how did you come up with the concept of evolution of veil?
Well, it started from a photo album that I have on my Facebook page that I've had for over a decade. And it's just a photo album. You know how in your photos on Facebook, you kind of can make albums and name them different things. And I came up with that name for that album many years ago. And it's just a bunch of photos of me from as early as I could find them to at that point, current day. And I looked at it like the evolution of Vell because as I looked back, as I was going through the photos and adding them, uploading them to Facebook, I was kind of like, dang, like thinking of like who I was as a child at each one of those stages, like the awkward kid or the innocent kid who was like fun loving, got along with everyone, uh, didn't think the world was out to harm me at all, to like that growing into that awkward stage of becoming a husky little boy who
Oh, you a husky little boy?
yeah, I got husky once the thickness
Mm.
started to form. I was real skinny until about the age of I think probably 8 or 9, and then I got
And then
those
you a
real,
husky.
yeah, those style where they had a department back in the day with kids clothes, and it was called the husky department. And I
Oh,
just couldn't get my thighs in the regular couldn't get my thighs in the regular pants, so I
oh,
ended
so
up in
you
the
thick
husky section.
bagging it. Mm. Oh,
Yeah, that
thick
didn't go away,
bag.
unfortunately. Uh,
Yeah.
so
So go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, no. So I was gonna say just all those stages of life, going from husky to then that awkward uh, gay boy phase where people were calling me gay before I even knew I was gay, and then going from that to the teenage years of kind of realizing, yeah, I do kind of like boys, but then trying to hide it and cover it by trying to be hyper masculine and sagging my pants and trying to work on my walk and all the things you do to try to be hyper masculine and trying to talk to girls. And yeah, I went through all that. So that
So
was my
can you
evolution to get me to here where I could give a goddamn about what people think.
okay, so can you tell us well, it's only me and you because ain't nobody
Yeah,
paying
it's just
attention
me and
to
you.
me. It's just me and you. It's just me and
Yeah,
you.
it's like a Zoom call.
Just me and you. But so tell me a little bit about your backstory. You're from Chicago originally, correct?
Now
So
and originally, yes. Born and raised in Chicago. I have grown up on.
South
Well, I grew
side,
up on
east
the.
side, west side.
Well, I really grew up on the west side of Chicago. near the Oak Park area for anyone who knows Chicagoland. So I grew up in an environment like the block I primarily grew up on was a family block. So pretty much that block, there were at least like 8 or 9 houses with people who were either related, blood related, or related through marriage, or just somebody was dating somebody and had a baby with them, etc. So that block kind of raised me. It literally was like a tribe. And then at a certain point, my parents, we relocated, still on the west side, and we moved into a community that was like way more diverse. So I grew up in an area where it was only Black people, and then we had a white salesman and a white mailman come on the block, but that was about it. To an area where it was, I mean, I had friends of every single race: Vietnamese, African, Hispanic, Polish, you name it, Asian, all of it.
So can
And
I expound on that for just a second before we move, before you go a little further? How
mhm.
was the culture shock going from an all Black ethnic neighborhood to having different ethnicities around you? Like, how was the culture shock for that? Because I'm quite sure when you were in the predominantly Black neighborhood that you were never, like, you went to school with nothing but I'm assuming people of the same color versus a more diverse environment.
Yeah, I can't say that it was necessarily a culture shock to me per se. I can't tell you why. I don't know if it's because, even with that, I grew up, back in the late 70s, early 80s. TV had nothing but the others on it. So it wasn't like who are these people? I've never seen one of these kind of people before.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was more of that. I would say maybe some of the shock was some of the treatment of the parents of some of my friends.
Mm-hmm.
So what I found was like my Black friends and my more Hispanic descent, Black and brown, I'll put it that way. My Black and brown friends,
Mm-hmm.
I tended to be welcomed into their homes really easily, like just walk in right in behind them. Whereas my Caucasian friends, it was more of a let me see if you can come in, or no, you can't come in, but then the other friends did go in when I wasn't around, that kind of thing. So,
Right.
and I was a little oblivious to some of it. I mean, I knew like, okay, I can't go in their house, but I was a little oblivious in a way to like, oh, it's because of my skin color only. So it was a little bit of that.
So how did that make you feel?
Honestly, I think when it comes to trauma or things of that nature, I tend to, back then I was naive for one. So kind of didn't notice what was going on completely until I had like a confrontation with racism where they literally told me, you can't go past this block because they don't like Black people and that kind of thing. But
Mm-hmm.
other than that, for me, it was more of just realizing people and that kind of, yeah, I don't know. It was just, it wasn't something that I took to heart so much back then. It's kind of just was a part of life. Not until I got older did I kind of start thinking of those things and realizing all those moments of racism. And I feel like it was a coping mechanism for me as a child. Like I know I've dealt with other, things like molestation and all that stuff. And for me, I blocked a lot of that out and didn't even realize until I got older and just kind of rehashing those moments in my head, like, oh, wait a minute, that was like sexual assault, basically. So those sort of things.
So, since you brought up the molestation and the sexual assault or whatever, what age was that drama, or excuse me, not drama, that trauma? Because it could be both a drama and trauma. So, what was the age?
I do not know exactly like I said, I honestly did block a lot of it out. I can't say the exact age, but I think I was probably at the earliest somewhere between 3 and 5. Um, and one, I mean, it was like these things used to be dreams that would come to me that I knew were reality. Like I kind of remembered the moment, but had nothing to compare it to or relate it to know whether it was right or wrong until I got older. But one of the ones that kind of stuck with me and replayed a lot was my parents would let me stay on this same block that I said like had all the houses. They would
Mm-hmm.
let me stay over um, one of the extended family members. She was like an aunt, and she had a rooming house. So in hindsight, that's a horrible idea as a parent to send your child to a place that has a rooming house with basically a bunch of men who are hard, hard on their luck and staying there. And so supposedly, she told my mom she was, she begged to have me come over there and talked about how, she didn't really charge my mom much and all this other stuff. But she had this older guy who I remember would really kind of groom me in a way. Like he would try to always take me to the store to get ice cream and, whatever little things I wanted. And I remember one particular day, and what I remember about him so vividly is that his hands were always very sweaty. And it was like, as a kid, it's like, why are your damn hands so wet? But I recall him taking me in the basement one day and us sitting on a sofa. And I just remember his sweaty hands. And I can't remember like everything, but I just remember the feeling that it wasn't right. Like, and yeah, so I know I blocked it out. I know for a fact I blocked it out.
So just scratching the surface because I don't want to go deep into that.
Mhm.
But just scratching the surface. So whenever you had to go and um be with, your at your aunt's house or whatever like that, did it make you like not necessarily throw tantrums, but did it make you feel like very uncomfortable, like you were, this is not an area that I want to be in? I know for different ones of us that's had trauma like this because I've been raped before and I've been very transparent
Oh,
about it, so I do understand where you're coming from, and that's why I said we're not doing nothing but tiptoe across the surface of it and going. But
mhm.
did it make you like anxious? You want to go there, or I mean, you don't want to go there, and if you were had to be there, then you wanted to get back home ASAP. You know what I'm saying? Like very anxious.
Yeah, I hated it over there. Well, I would say this: I liked it over there when the kids were there, and I had fun when the kids were there. When it would be me and no other children there, like during the day or whatever, and all she did was watch soap operas and drink beer, and the men running in and out who live there, and just a bunch of foolishness. I hated it there then, and I would like she had this glass, like this old school, real thick door, but it had like complete glass that you could see
Hmm.
through. And I would stand at that door for as long as I could remember. Just start off with crying, then eventually, with all the shut ups or whatever, I would just stare out the door, waiting for my mom to come back. And my mom actually, it's so funny. Like the night my father passed, my mom and I were just kind of reminiscing on life, and I told her that like the story I just told about the guy. And I don't think I had ever mentioned anything about the mistreatment over there because beyond that, I was also mistreated emotionally. So the adults there would tease me, including this play aunt. She would tease me about the sound of my voice. They would mimic me. Now, mind you, I'm under 5. They would mimic my voice. They would call me names. I can't even remember the names now. But they would make fun of me. And I remember feeling really bad, like having adults teasing, like I'm talking grown, like 30s plus maybe, teasing me. So it's so
I know
funny.
that can be very traumatic.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That had a huge effect on my self-esteem, and like it's taken me to almost this age to really get my power back, so to speak. And that's a little bit why I'm so no nonsense with my approach to like how people treat me or what I allow people to people's opinions or statements about me, how I allow them to affect me. I'm like, a little bit of a, steel on the outside.
So
um,
do you think though in retrospect, if you're was to just to take a look at and evaluate as of right now, do you think that's where possibly you were feeling um out of place in a sense whenever you said you used to have to go and shop in the husky kids area versus, being in the regular kids area? Do you think subconsciously that was building on top of that self-hate that is already there because of, the adults teasing and taunting you at that time, that can make a what is the word I'm looking for? That can make a crap. I'm looking for the word. I can't find it. It's on the tip of my tongue. Like a conundrum. Like
Mhm.
it's just a building effect of that, of where you see yourself and how do you see yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I think I didn't necessarily compare the two, but it definitely added into. I will say my husky phase, I wasn't as self-conscious of at the time because I knew a lot of other kids who basically got husky, and then I outgrew it. So it wasn't like I wasn't really obese or anything. It's just I got thick. I inherited my mom's hips at a certain
So
point.
you just got you some
Yeah.
hips and all.
And then
Yeah.
and by the time I came out, I realized it was an asset.
Okay. Go ahead, Asset. Well,
But
y'all, we're gonna take a. Go
okay.
ahead, baby. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna just to wrap up that story. So yes, the teasing and all that, but the other piece was with it being a neighborhood block with like a bunch of people who were related. What I realized at a certain point, the kids, we all started messing with each other. So I'm talking about 5 to 9 year olds, maybe. We
Hmm.
were, I mean, I put my mouth on my first penis at 6 years old, seven, something like that. But it was going on like butt play, you name it. But what I realized is the molestation was rampant. And so the older people were doing it to the children, and then we were doing it to each other. Um, and I didn't realize that until I got to be an adult. I'm like, God damn, that was like a really effed up situation. Like that,
Yep.
it was, I
Yep.
mean, multiple people, cousins, everything.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look back at it, you weren't necessarily taught that it was anything wrong because whatever person that was taking and doing it to you made you feel like it was natural and it was okay. So you was like, okay, so let's go play house, in a sense,
Yes,
because I know we
yes,
all play house. So
yes,
everybody, it was a mama, daddy, and it was the kids, or auntie coming to visit or whatever like that, and you mimic what adults did at that present point in time. So I
yes.
do understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. So, and when I was younger, I thought it was, because of us and it was on us and never really even looked at it as, I'm like, oh, kids experimenting. Hey, I have my phase too. But then I realized like that shit was like placed within us through the dysfunction of the adults around us. Like it's kind of crazy. That's deep when you think about it. But I thank God that my mind was protected in such a way that those things don't. And I know people who've gone through molestation and similar things that like it has wrecked their world and they can't come out of a cycle with it. And just through
Right.
the grace of God, being naive through whatever he placed in my mind, it protected me from even going through it. That I don't carry that with me. Yes, it happened. Yes, I'm mindful of it. Yes, I will not allow it to happen to my own children, but it hasn't caused, I don't think, any major level of hindrance in my life and what I'm supposed to be here for to achieve.
Right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little mini commercial to give you a chance to re up if you need to re up on your wines and different things like that, and to give everybody an opportunity to go run and take a tinkle if you need to. Y'all got about a good 30-second commercial, so y'all go ahead and handle your business. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as you're coming in. And then don't forget the girls are coming. And then don't forget, y'all, coming up this weekend, Vell's just now coming back, so we're gonna give him just another second to get situated. So, if y'all are just joining us, I am having a intimate conversation with Mr. Vale of I Am Vale. We are Vale. Sometimes Vale. Evolution of Vale. Done did it Vale. Mr. Evolution of Vale
Done
himself.
did it.
Um, so we were just talking about, the trauma that happened to you in childhood as far as molestation, and we're gonna leave that topic alone because that can be a very not only lengthy, but it can take and hash up a lot of different things. Um, and I don't want to go down that road anymore. I want to go into a different little segue now. So throughout elementary, junior high, middle school, high school. So when did you start discovering that you said that you went through the whole phase of being hyper masculine and stuff? So when the teasing and the taunting had started for you, how did you figure, or what was the thing to make you want to go through to become over masculine and to try to a date female if you know your heart was not into it?
So, well, I won't say my heart wasn't in it. So I'm going to go back to elementary school a bit to explain that transition.
Go
So
ahead.
in the elementary school, I will say probably from sixth or seventh grade till graduation, literally, I was teased relentlessly about being gay. Um, I
Was it
because I
from girls or boys, or was it from both?
It was mainly from boys, but then some of the girls, played into it, but mainly the definitely majority boys, like 80% was boys. What I now know is that I think some of them wanted me. um,
I mean, when
so
you got thick thighs and a big butt, that's a commodity.
and so here you go. It was after I hit that stage, and so I got the roundness and all that stuff, and so I switched. I switched. I couldn't control all that happening back there. So I would get teased for that. And then at a certain point, I had grew my hair, I think from fourth grade till about sixth grade. I had Jerry curls and they actually had come all the way to my shoulder. So, I mean, I loved my hair. Like even now, I love growing my hair out, just do. And so I was proud of my hair. The problem was because I was still young, and I got, had softer features, I would get mistaken for a girl a lot, like in public. I remember one day I was walking down the street, I had my hood on, and this dude tried to holler at me, and he was cute. But the problem was I wasn't a girl, and he thought I was a girl.
Mm.
So like I had that. So I had that level of low self-esteem in the sense of I'm a man, but I keep or a boy, and I keep having people like, come here, little girl, that, or she said this, and I'm like, I'm not a girl. So I grew out of so I tried to overcompensate for that. So it really had gotten so bad in school that I literally remember one coming home from school one day, and I had been teased so bad, and these boys had cornered me. So like in class, I don't know if any of you had this experience, but in grammar school, they sometimes will put you in alphabetical order by last
Yes,
name, like you would sit
I
like
hated
that.
that. Yes, I
Yes.
hate that.
So based on my last name, I was in the back row. And like the second to last row was like one of my biggest bullies, and then his crony who would roll with him. And so everybody leaves, and then my row is supposed to be leaving. They stay back. Then they tell everyone else just go. So then the two of them corner me in the back of the classroom. Now the teacher had walked out and everything, and they're like, the dude's like, you know, you want my dick, blah blah blah. I think this was 7th or 8th grade. You know, you want my dick, and so they're grabbing my hand and trying to put it on his dick, on his pants, and I'm just petrified and like no, and I'm yanking my hand back. But now looking back, I'm like, these dudes they wanted me to do something for real. So it wasn't so much, you know, they liked what they saw. But it's like the guys who pull the girls' pigtails because they really liked them. Mm-hmm. I had some of that going on, and I was young, I was naive, I didn't know. Now I know. Anyway,
they was pulling your pigtails already.
If he's watching this, I'm ready now.
So you like you ready?
That was abuse, and it is not acceptable.
But you liked it.
That was sexual assault. And I'm not going to say I ever fantasized about any of it because it's wrong. Very wrong.
Lies, gossip, and fairy tales.
So
lies, gossip, and fairy tales. Hold on, let me get into the camera so you can catch this. I'm listening.
So fast forward. So that was my, elementary school trauma. So I looked at it. So I remember that night going home and I literally wanted to commit suicide. I was like praying not to wake up. And I didn't know, I didn't know how to take pills. And thank God I didn't have access to social media and stuff back then. So thank God I didn't know what to do.
Back then in your day, we were not even thought of with social media.
Right. No, God, no. There was no social media. There was no internet.
3 channels, ABC, NBC, and TBN.
There you go. So it was that time. So no social media, no cell phones, none of that. So thank God, because I didn't have access to those things, that probably would have gave me ideas. So I ended up, I looked at high school as my way to reset, because I was like, for one, I'm getting away from the bullies. I was so happy that they weren't going to my high school. And I looked at it like these new people, there were only a couple people who were going from my school to my high school, and they were all people I was cool with, and they weren't my bullies. So I said, when I get to high school, the main thing I'm gonna do is not
cut the hair.
Oh, I had cut the hair prior to that. I cut the hair probably like 7th grade or something.
So is that before or after they had you in the
That was before. That was before. I kind of cut my hair when I transferred to that school because I got teased, pretty immediately with people thinking I was a girl. So, because I went from a private school to that. Kind of skipped the stuff because we don't need my whole play-by-play of my life. But when we moved, I went to a private school for a little while and then transferred to the local public school over here. So
what was the name of the
but I cut the hair like love it. I'm trying to I'm like, this is YouTube. You gotta keep in mind what I want to put out there. But it was Love It.
Oh, Love It?
Yeah, Joseph Love It.
Okay. Just somebody had asked it in the comments. That's the reason why I was asking.
Oh, okay. I'll private chat you. But like some stuff, we gotta keep in mind millions of people can see that. So I looked at high school as a way to reset, and so I was like, I'm gonna bass up my voice a little bit. I'm going to work on this walk and try to control all that going on back there. I started wearing very long shirts. I wore long shirts probably to my junior year of high school. And then I slimmed out a little bit more. But I wore long shirts to hide my butt from, doing what it does. And so, I just.
So what you trying to say?
And it worked. It literally worked.
So what you're trying to say is when you was in high school, you just had cakes and hips.
Yeah.
But you didn't have like a stomach and stuff like that. You just was.
And I had no waist trainer. No, just joking.
Okay, then whore. But you wasn't taught to be proud of your assets, so that's where the over masculinity and the big baggy clothes and the different things like that came from. Correct?
Yeah, and I mean, I would wear. I don't know if it was a thing where you guys went to school, but for some reason in Chicago, it was a thing for us to wear our coats all day in high school.
What
I
the
don't know what
hell?
that was. Yeah, I mean, we're in a colder climate, so it probably wasn't a thing everywhere. But back in the '90s, and we had these long. They were like cross colored coats, but they were trench coat style, but they were very thin, like linen almost. And then they would be in different colors and have graphics on them and all that kind of stuff. So we would wear all of that, and people just wear their coats all day. The coats were part of your fashion. So I went with that because it would cover my butt. So that helped with that too. But I
Okay.
didn't get called a girl. I didn't have people call me, fat. I didn't get teased in high school at all, really. Nothing major, nothing but the dozens and stuff like that. So that
So
part did work.
were you dating in high school?
No, so here's the crazy part. Nobody wanted me. So I had a bunch of crushes. And so when you said like my heart wasn't in it with girls, the truth is I thought I was bisexual because I did have major crushes on girls growing up. Like major crushes. Like my best female friend, I had a crush on her for years, probably close to 10 years or something. Where I literally thought like I would like to marry her, that whole thing. But what I realized as I got older was that, yes, I do see beauty in women. I can be physically attracted to them, but it's something about when it gets to the sex that I'm not, it doesn't really do it for me. Now I can't say I've never gotten excited for a woman, but it's very, very, very rare, few and far between. So yeah. So I thought I was
Okay.
bisexual, but I know that I'm gay. I'm a gay boy who could maybe randomly have sex with a woman who I'm really into, maybe, but it wouldn't be, yeah, it's different. So I'm gay. I'm gay.
So outside of high school, during your college years, did you experiment? Because a lot of people, they move away, they get the job, and then they're experimenting because they're on their own a lot more. So how was that for you?
Not as exciting as it should have been.
So
So for
you
one,
didn't get random pieces.
now see, unfortunately, I went away to school and got an apartment. I didn't stay on campus, which was a bad idea now that I'm older. So I wasn't really enmeshed in college life per se. I mean, I went to parties, I did those sort of things. I moved there with a guy who went to my high school. So he and I started being friends like senior year, towards the later part of the year. We started being friends, and then we got this brilliant idea that we would become roommates and go to college together. And we fell out within 2 weeks.
Oh God.
3 to 4 weeks. 3 to 4 weeks. We fell out completely. So he was like way more social, more extroverted than I am. We were both only children, so we thought we'd be great together, but it worked against us big time because we were immature. So when he ended up moving out of the apartment and I was by myself, um, it was hard for me to connect with people. And the school that I went to was very, very, very Caucasian. Like I would be the only black student in many of my classes. It was kind of like that. So I did meet a couple people, but again, this was back in the '90s, and we didn't have cell phones. I only had my house phone, and at a certain point, I couldn't afford my phone bill because
Oh,
I,
how
yeah, I ended up quitting my job at UPS because it was horrible, and I got a job at Kmart, but then went home for the weekend, was hanging out with my straight friends, and forgot that I was supposed to start that Monday morning because it was a holiday. And when I realized it, I was still in Chicago, and the lady, I called her, and she was just like, you not showing up on your first day is not acceptable. You don't have a job. So I ended up unemployed. My mom was paying my bills, but like she wasn't paying the phone bill. So long story short, I ended up there just going to school with no way to communicate with people. So the few people I had connected with, and one guy I actually had a little crush on, he had a best female friend, and they would come to my place and hang out and all of that. And they grew up together, kind of. And I was at the time thought maybe they were together, kind of, but not really, but I realized I'm kind of thinking that he was gay now. Again, a lot of stuff hits me years later when it doesn't work. It has no
So
use.
you mean telling me that y'all didn't have any alone time, you and the boy that you was crushing on, he always had to have the girl with him?
Yeah,
That was a
it
big
was,
giveaway.
but I will say that only was probably maybe 2 to 3, maybe 2 weeks. So it was like, as soon as I really got to start to hang out with them and get to know them, was when my phone got cut off and that I couldn't communicate with them no more.
Oh
And they
damn.
lived on campus, so it was kind of like I couldn't. It wasn't like I just saw them walking down, through the hallway or nothing. So
So why
yeah.
you just didn't be like, this week is my week, y'all at my house, next week is y'all, so I mean something like that. See, oh Lord, I forgot. You was probably still a virgin too, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, I was definitely a virgin. Yeah, I was a virgin until I forgot what age I was.
Oh goodness.
Maybe 20, 21, 20,
So
maybe 20, maybe
when did
19. I can't remember. Maybe 20, probably 20.
so when you lost it, was it to someone that you love or just a random
No,
piece?
random. Well, it was a guy I was talking to, but yeah, it was random. It was a guy I had been talking to maybe a week or two, maybe 2 weeks. And I knew I had decided that
Was
I
he
wanted
younger
to.
or older?
Oh, he was way older. So like I said, I was maybe 20. He was about 35. And
So you like your older guys?
not on purpose, but I have dated a lot. It's crazy. For me, I'm usually either dating older. So when I was younger, I dated a lot of older guys. Mostly everyone was at least 6 years or more older than me. When I got older, now everyone is like 6 years plus younger than me. It's kind of a crazy thing. So yeah.
Any trans girls in mind?
Anywho,
Trans girls in mind?
what about dating
Uh-huh.
or sex or both or
I
either?
mean, we're not gonna say both. Yeah, we're gonna say both. Either or.
I have not had any experiences with any trans experience, males or females, or I don't know if I don't know how to. Just that part is new to me, so I don't know the proper terms. I want to be disrespectful, but I can say that I have found myself attracted to FTM, female to
Hmm.
male trans. I have, yes. I even did a smash or pass with my friends. I don't think I ever uploaded it though. But yeah, we did a smash or pass, female to male. Yeah. So who knows? I have not had those experiences. I've just stuck with the crazy guys. What is this T blast? What does random plus random equal?
Whenever I was saying, was it somebody random, like as far as you having sex or whatever like that? That's what it was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and it was horrible. Horrible. Just ridiculous. It was, I don't even count it, to be honest. I really don't. I just
Gotcha.
don't. I don't
Gotcha.
even count it.
Well, we're gonna get ready to go to another little commercial. Cause we're gonna tip on to the evolution of Vell, getting into your YouTube side and everything. Cause I ain't gonna hold you super 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 long. So hold on just a second, babe. Don't forget, coming up immediately after the show tonight, we do have our YouTuber of the week and the reaction video from Savon and her Nishu that happened just this last weekend, baby. When I tell you it went down on something serious. And don't forget, the divas are coming, y'all. The divas are coming. All right, y'all. Vell, Vell, Vell.
Hmm.
If they don't know where to find you at on YouTube, we like to tell them where to find you at on YouTube, baby. So I don't jack it up anymore. But let me get to the picture right quick. Give me 2.3 seconds. And let's go ahead and tell them where they can find you at on YouTube.
Yes, you can find me right there in green, The Evolution of Vell on YouTube. And sometimes when you search it, it comes up as The Evolution of Sale. So it'll say, or are you looking for The Evolution of Vell? If that's what you're looking for, just click on that.
Mm.
I'm hoping that once I get monetized or grow some more, that it'll bring me up right away. But
Well,
YouTube be hating sometimes.
but you're at 100 subscribers, no less, right?
Actually, I'm at 199. So if one of you in the comments section has not subscribed, if you would be kind to help me hit 200 before I close my eyes tonight, we greatly appreciate it. So yeah, I'm at
Well,
199.
child, I ain't even there. So, but at any rate, you can go onto your into your settings and get actually put the evolution of Bill as your URL in YouTube.
I thought I did that, but I'm gonna double check. I thought I did that, but I will definitely. That's what I would need to double check. But yeah,
Okay,
so
then. Well, moving on from that and your escapades, escapade, moving on from there, I want to touch on a little bit on what is your future endeavors right now? Like, where are you? Where do you see yourself? What's going on with Vale? Because Vale's been there, done that, and now where's Vale?
well, yes, I kind of have. I noticed that Bambi asked how old I am, so I guess it's applicable for this part of the conversation. I am 40. What am I? Am I 44? I'm 44 years old.
Did you
Um,
just have to think about it?
yeah, because it's like once I hit 41, I got lost.
Jesus, take the wheel.
It's not as important right now. I'm just about my grind at this point. But what is next for me? I have a corporate gig. I have a profession where I really have a lot of potential to grow and all that kind of stuff, and I have grown over the past few years, but I'm a little over it. And so I'm all about like living for my passion, my gifts, my talents, etc. And so for me, YouTube has really aligned with that, and it's something I've wanted to do for the past over 10 years. And so my goal is within the next couple years to make this a full-time endeavor, and then eventually use it to springboard to other business ventures. I would like to gear back up my real estate investing because I kind of just been sitting on stuff. So I would, with the freedom of time that I would have as a full-time YouTuber, that would allow me to kind of branch out into that. Um, and then also I want to do maybe some consulting around like the YouTube business side, branding and how to grow your channel, that sort of thing. I think I have a little bit. Well, I know I've gained a lot of knowledge. I think I'm 8 weeks in now, and I have almost 200. Hopefully, I'll have 200 by the time we get off of here. So I think that from what I know about YouTube growth, is actually pretty decent. So, and I plan to keep going.
Cool, cool beans. So, any prospects on the horizon?
No, nothing in sight. No, nope.
Mm.
I'll look at my Tinder account tonight and let you know tomorrow in the
Come
next live
on,
on Thursday.
Tinder.
Yeah,
Come on, Tinder.
yeah. My
Mm.
dating life is well. To be honest and be fully transparent, it's not that I don't have options. It's not that I could not be on dating virtually, as we all should be. But part of it is I am very driven, and I just told everyone what my goal is for the next 2 years. And so this is what I eat, drink, and sleep, besides the corporate gig that I have to keep to pay my bills. And
Right.
so what I know is, when you're starting a new relationship, you got to have time for it. And I also know that everyone cannot necessarily deal with a person who's as driven as I am.
Right.
And so I'm very mindful of that. So I don't really jump into things real quick. I'm open. I'm definitely open to dating and all of that. But what I'm looking for at this point, like I don't feel like I haven't had nothing that I ever wanted to have at this point when it comes to dating and
Oh,
sex and all that.
Oh,
So I'm at the point where I'm looking
we need to
for
get into
my
that.
partner. What's that?
Do we need to get into that?
I mean, I don't know what parts to get into, like what.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just
I
messing.
mean, what
So
everything that
ideally,
I've ever wanted to do, I have pretty much done it. So I'm content in that area. I don't feel like I would get in a relationship with someone and be like, damn, I didn't live my life, or damn, I really wanted to try that before I settled down. No, I don't have that. Like I have my
so
whole stage.
ideally, if you were to say, for instance, if Mr. Right was listening to you or watching you right now, what are some of the attributes that you would associate with wanting to date someone?
For me, they would have to be driven in their own way. Like just they gotta have purpose, a calling, something that they're passionate about. I'm okay if it's like it doesn't have to be aligned with what I'm doing, but if it is, that's even cooler. That we could maybe build an empire together. Um, the other piece is I'm attracted to intelligence. I'm
Hmm.
attracted to. I'm goofy, so I like people who are goofy. I believe that for me, the my partner should be my best friend. So I'm looking for someone that matches me in that way, but also challenges me because I can be a piece of work and I need
I
somebody
mean,
who can work with that.
I feel like we all are, especially when you've hit that milestone. 40 is like a milestone,
Hmm.
especially for men. You take and you hit it, and then you're like, okay. I mean, even not even 40, 30 is a milestone because a lot of people feel like that light bulb don't came off, so you finally know exactly what you want. You don't care who knows what it is, but now you're more not only goal oriented, but you're like, okay, so this is what I want, this is what I'm shooting for, and that's where I'm going with the situation. So I
Hmm.
completely understand that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and for me, I like, I'm not like, I like a kind of traditional family vibe, and I'm not necessarily into um, those things that are, I don't know, outside of that. I grew up in a somewhat traditional kind of family, and that's just what I want. So I know people are into the poly stuff now and the, you know, open relationships and all that, and that's great. Have at it. Yeah, more people for y'all because I don't want nothing but one of them. So I'm real traditional in that way.
So you prefer to date first and then jump into, or you just all heads in, you just gonna jump in and boom, there it is.
Jump in where?
Like as far as in a relationship, do
Hell
you
no.
said
I'm sorry.
you said you're
No.
more traditional, but I'm
No.
saying that you're saying you're more traditional, so you like to go and do the dating, but with Kobanisha being out there, it's gonna be a little bit more different than what it was been in the past
I
of not
actually
only meeting people but
I
dating.
I actually love that aspect of it and am kind of upset that I don't have a person that is like the person that I'm interested in that way because I feel like it would slow us down a bit to get to know each other in a deeper way than when you're physically always around each other. Next thing you're feeling each other and you're feeling each other. And
Mm.
next thing you know, your mind all twisted up and clouded because it's good to you. So I really would love to be in a situation where now we got to pace ourselves because we got to socially distance for a
Mhm.
while. So, but I'm not going to say I've never rushed into relationships. I have literally moved in with someone that I dated for like 2 to 3 months. Um, I have my ex that I lived with for a couple years. We moved in. Yeah, that was another 2 to 3 months. So I'm not going to say that I've never done those things. However, I've learned a lot, and I will not do those things anymore. And so I
Gotcha.
like to pace a relationship. The problem that I run into a lot, because traditionally I do like to pace myself, but what happens is the more I like a person, the more I kind of like to pace it, and then I tend to fall into friend zone with people. So because they then start to think I'm not interested because I'm not trying to jump their bones right away. So I try to
Maybe
balance it.
I'm just gonna say maybe with this, maybe this is teaching you a better way of taking a handle it.
Yes,
Handling
yeah.
with the relationship because
Hmm.
sometimes we can take and we can boomerang ourselves into something, and then we'd be like, well, damn, maybe I should have waited a little bit longer or whatever. So, hey, we're with Copanisha, we're all learning ourselves all over again.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, if anyone has any recommendations, any um, eligible friends that you guys know who are who can make a good match for the evolution.
Well, we don't even know what I mean, since you going there, so I'm gonna go ahead and go there because
Okay.
So what's your scene? You top, bottom, verse? What's the deal?
We had this conversation before, Jasmine.
Not, but we finna
Oh,
refresh
sorry.
the audience
That
so
was
they can,
that was
so
on
that
Miss.
the audience knows. Yes, that wasn't on me. That was on somebody else's live. So we're gonna refresh it for the audience. So if the audience sees it, they know what's up.
Now I'm jumping to the comments.
Oh no, get out of the comments.
What do the people in the comments have to say?
No.
No.
Come on with it. Stop playing.
As I stated in Mr.'s Live, and I'm gonna repeat it. I just believe that variety is the spice of life.
So you verse top or verse bottom?
Variety is the spice of life.
So you're verse bottom.
Variety is the spice of life.
I mean,
so why does it have to gear to one side or the other?
I'm not saying that. Okay, so
sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
So we're gonna say that you verse. We're gonna leave
variety
it at that.
As the spice of life.
Okay. So what is your idea? What do you look for in a partner? Do you look for more feminine qualities? Do you look for more masculine traits, or more 50-50?
I am extremely attracted to trade lives, #trade lives matter.
Ain't nobody in these comments trade. Let's just keep this.
Because I said these stars comment was the last one I just noticed. So when I say that, I don't want to be misinterpreted. What I am not looking for is trade in the sense of some dude who just run in the street and the traditional trading money for sex. Not that. I'm a gay man. I'm attracted to men. I'm attracted to the masculinity in a man. So I tend to be attracted to guys who are a little bit either at my level or more masculine than I am. However, with that being said, I am equal opportunity. Mm-hmm. So I have dated guys who are a little less masculine than what I would ideally think I would be interested in. One of my exes was not as masculine as what I traditionally liked, but I loved his dirty draws.
So would it be fair to also say that would you consider to date someone that's either a top or bottom, or do you prefer ideally to date someone that's like yourself, that's equal opportunist?
I've dated all. I have dated all and been content in all of those relationships. I think I ideally would like someone who is open to it, to being versed. Because I don't know. I think as I got older, I just like to be able to, change it up a bit.
Gotcha. Well, that's cute. Well, we're gonna do
birthdays, holidays, and all that stuff.
I mean, every now and then a girl gotta, for a birthday or a holiday or a special occasion. Like, ooh, I done fucked up the car, so let me go in and give him what he wants. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I do understand that. But right after this message, we are going to we're gonna do a little bit of question and answer, but I'm doing it a little bit differently tonight. So let's see if my new format works. Be right back, y'all. Alrighty then. So let me see. Anyone in the comments have any questions?
I'm seeing quite a few. Bambi, I don't do Jack. I think it's a waste of effing time. Um,
Okay.
oh, and thank you guys for the 202 subscribers. So that's three more. So I thank you guys so much for the support. Like, I feel like this is like my YouTube family. Like, I always feel, I don't know. I think I was telling Tristan or Mister that I like look forward to like these lives. They almost feel like I'm hanging out with friends. So sometimes during my work day, I'm like, oh, I can't wait till later where I can just like hang out. Like, cause we can't hang out.
I mean, I feel a lot of the same way, even though a lot of times, that I may not be in what is the in the chat, looking at it and just being a part of it. Sometimes you don't have to always speak and say anything to people just to let them know that you are supporting them. And then
Mhm.
sometimes I can't catch a live, so I'll go back and watch it in replay. And as it's been put out there, a view is a view. So you try to make sure that you're watching and help supporting each other because
Absolutely.
this is what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a support, and it's not a lot of creators like we are and on this spectrum of it that's openly who we are and actually is trying to get great content to people. So um, you know, it is what it is, and everybody fights. Even though if
Oh
it
yeah.
is not, even if it's nothing but in somebody else's head, but everybody fights.
Well, and there's family fights. Like,
You
what
know,
human relationships do you have where there isn't some level of, disagreement or, disruption in a way? So it's all about overcoming it. That's the key.
right?
That's the key.
So
Love
Bambi asked
conquers all.
you. Bambi asked you.
We
You're
ain't taking no
44.
questions from Bambi. We're not taking questions from Bambi. Sorry. I know I told you I was open to questions, but I didn't give the stipulation except from Bambi.
Okay. Well, the
I was just
Bam,
joking. I love Bambi. You can put it
the
up. Put it up.
Bam, the Bam. I guess you don't want to answer your question.
Wait, what's that? Vell, you're 44, serving no other than 30. Look at that. Give it. All right, daddy vibes. Thank you, Bambi. Love Bambi.
Alrighty, let me see if I can find everything. Oh yeah, don't forget that tomorrow night, the official D Star does have a show tomorrow night. D Star, what time it's going to be, and what is the name of the live? Put that in the comments so I can highlight it for you. And then don't forget, coming up immediately after the show tonight, my good sis and nephew took and did a whole reaction video. I'm curious about this. An old reaction video to Miss Diva One is in the building with us and talking about, that is Jesus Take the Wheel. That's Safari's dildo. So, that's gonna be a whole kiki right there. I seen it when it first happened. It had me in stitches. I absolutely loved it. So I will be tuning into that one. Um, let's see. I'm
I do
trying to.
see. I see a couple from Bambi. I'm trying to go back because I missed all the previous chat, but I do have two from Bambi. Well, I answered the one about Jack, but Bambi had another question. Would you move to another state or relocate? And I would and actually plan to, but for me, it would be when I'm able to retire. But now also when um, my mom is now concerned, where it wasn't as much before. Um, so for me, it would have to be her being ready and able to actually relocate with me because I'm not going to be across the state. But I do want to move to a warmer climate um, when I can retire, basically.
Come on, Florida for the old people.
But
Come on.
Florida got too many hurricanes. I'm honestly, as cliche as it is, I'm considering Georgia because when I go down, it just feels very, very comfortable. I don't know what it is about Georgia, but yeah, I'll be open to other places. I mean, I haven't thought about Belize, or even Africa, but I think if I did Africa, it would anywhere I go, it would be more winter fall, winter, because I love Chicago. It's just Chicago has horrible winters. I hate it in the wintertime. I do not like cold weather. So
Leander said, "What do you think of Chicago men?"
I don't.
Oh,
No, just joking.
that part.
Oh, yeah. I don't like to really do the whole this place these men, this place those men, because I feel like fucking truth is they're all the same. Like my experience, I've dated guys from other places, and they all got fucking issues. We all, no, I'm gonna say we all got fucking issues.
Yes,
Um,
and insecurities that we all
yeah,
deal
so I
with.
can't say. I mean, I don't know. I used to have a very active dating life in Chicago in my 20s and 30s, and it's just something about when I hit my 40s where it just like. So I don't know if how much of it is age. I know it's some of me though, because I'm not actively searching the way. I mean, I used to be on apps for hours, and it would be like a job. Like I'm not getting off until I connect, and I don't do that anymore. I sometimes will forget for like 3-4 weeks, and then finally check messages or something. So I know it is a part of me, partially me, but I don't know. I don't like to really say that it's like, oh, it's the Chicago men or it's the, Atlanta men this or the this, Florida men this. It's I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a community issue because I feel like many people are just looking for sex, or the ones who even started out like I started out with a very fairy tale idea of what it would be like to date a man and to be with a man. I literally thought I would meet someone and it would almost be like the high school sweetheart story where we would meet, we would become best friends, we would be in love, they would be so fine, and then we would, get married and have kids and da da da. And then I got effed over so many times that then I became the person who started effing over people. Like I went through that stage. It was because I couldn't get more, I settled for sex. So I was just like, when I want to get my rocks off, I'm calling you. And I
So
grew
you
out
had
of
a
that.
lineup then.
Oh yeah.
So do you still have an active lineup?
I have a black book that's I could pull out. I don't, but I could.
So do you have an active lineup?
See, I don't know. When you say active, I'm like, active to me would be like, have I employed or deployed them recently? And the answer would be no. So that's why I would hesitate to say active, but it does exist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not in that space right now. Like, and I you know what it came from is I hooked up last year. Well, I had like a new regular. It was a young boy. So
A
I had
new
a new
regular.
regular. Yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
was a new regular. And I was tired of the old.
So was he giving you trade vibe, or was he giving you?
He thought he was bisexual. He told me he was bisexual. So I was like, oh, cool. Because this is gonna be no strings attached. But he wanted something, when we feel like it, da da da. And
Regular.
so it was perfect. It was in my
Mm-hmm.
mind, it was perfect. And then he started catching feelings, and I was like, this is not perfect no more, because this ain't what I signed up for. But
So you just wanted to tap and go.
but I wanted recurring tapping and going.
Okay.
Because
I
I
mean,
didn't want to have
that's
to
what
keep.
most banks like to do. They want you to deposit and then withdraw, deposit and then
Yeah, I
withdraw.
wanted direct deposit and ETF. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Wanted
Okay.
funds transferred. Yes, on
Gotcha.
recurring basis. So that was what I signed up for. And then all of a sudden he's like, well, we should go to the movies and we should go to dinner. This was pre-COVID. And I was like, yeah, no. And, trying to spend the night. And I'm like, yeah, you need to get up. But the funny thing is he actually just got engaged because we're like still connected on social media and stuff. He actually just got engaged like the other day or something. So I
To a
congratulate
girl
him.
or a boy?
A boy. So this was the other thing because he told me he was bisexual. So I was like, perfect, because this means he's not going to be trying to do a relationship thing, and because I wasn't ready in that moment. And then he kind of flipped the script on me, and I'm like, but I thought you were bisexual. And he's like, yeah, but I'm more, I didn't have as many experiences with, gay relationships, and now that I have, I think I'm really gay and whatever. So, but yeah, that was the last. But what I will say, because I said that to say, the last few times that I did hook up, they were all very, very, very disappointing. Not in the sense of the act itself, not that it wasn't good or anything, but it was like the empty feeling afterwards. I was like, I could have taken care of this by myself and been okay. And so that's why I don't really hook up anymore, because I'm like, really, I'm doing all this to get to this end result that I could get to by myself without having to get out of bed, without having to, get in my car, without having nobody coming over my house, without all the extra stuff that goes with it for somebody I'm not
Watch
trying to
your
spend my
video
life
and call it
with.
a day.
There you go. So yeah, that's the space I'm in.
So would you consider, not consider, but when you found out that the person that you were interested in or was interested in you more so than being a cut buddy type situation, whatever you found out, is the person more feminine than you or more masculine than you?
No, he was definitely. I would give him probably equal, but overall masculine. Nobody would be able to like clock him.
No, I'm not talking about the gentleman that you were with. I'm talking about the gentleman that he got engaged with. Was
I was gonna say something real mean. No, more feminine. It's fembot. Didn't y'all say fembot? What did y'all call the trans girls who have the perfect? Everything is
Transimoto.
Oh, Transimoto. Okay, so fembot was the same, but yeah, he's a fembot.
Okay. I don't know what the hell a fembot is. You want to explain that to us a little
like
bit?
A feminine robot, basically another variation of what you guys were talking about. I mean, but he's a male appearing, but he's very, very, very
feminine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So D-Star gave you a question.
So D, I'm not sure if this is like permanently move or just travel to visit. But I'm gonna take it with the travel to move. If it was a long-term situation, not that I would do it right away, but if we were together a couple of years, and I don't know, I've talked to people like guys who lived in Dominican Republic and Europe. I forgot what part of Europe. And I was like, why am I entertaining this? Because like this is gonna be expensive as hell for us to like connect, flying back and forth. So if I met, so this is a situation where I would consider it. If they lived here now, we met, we dated, it became a relationship, but they were really a foreigner and they needed to go back home or even wanted to. And it was a place I was actually talking to a guy who's in this similar situation. He's from Mexico. So I didn't tell him, but I was like, I would move to Mexico. Like I'm talking about, I want to move somewhere warm when I retire. I would consider moving to. Yeah, I would.
Yeah, and if you got at least $30,000-$40,000 or making at least $30,000-$40,000, you live big down there, like you a millionaire and stuff, because the American dollar is has so much weight down there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, baby.
So, yeah, I would move for love. Yes, if that's the question, D-Star, I would move for love. Not right away, but I would move for love.
Okay, Vell, you have another one. Who is your favorite Black person in history and why?
Oh, Jesus, that's a deep one. Dang, Jesus. See, I study a lot of history, and it's going to be very, very, very hard to pick one person. Jesus.
Do you need time to think about that?
I do.
Okay, we'll be right back after that commercial.
Okay.
We'll give you a few minutes, baby. We have no problem giving you a few minutes. Well, baby, don't forget coming up immediately after the show tonight. I think it's about 10 o'clock ish. Miss Avon is going to be doing a video review with her niece. The YouTuber of the week, which is Diva One, will be coming up after that, and then don't forget to hop over to Evolution of Veils and subscribe there. Um, and D Star does have a live tomorrow night. He didn't give me any information on it, but and don't forget the pageant girls are coming, and I'll run that one more time in a second. So we got about 9 minutes, and we're gonna give it to you to take and speak and say what you got to say about this, and then we're gonna get ready to get out of here. I'm not gonna hold you long.
D Star asked if I have a passport. Yes, I do. I do have an active passport. I love to travel. That question is very hard because that Leander asked, because I'm trying not to just give some kind of cliche answer. And I'm like, it's not, I admire Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, but even Abraham Lincoln. Like, I can go the whole gamut. But the person that I would say kind of most close.
White.
Oh, did he specifically said black? I can't remember. My short-term memory is
black.
Oh, okay, well, never mind. But this person is not really a historic person yet, but they will be one day. And that's really Oprah Winfrey. And it's just in terms of like what she was able to overcome and who she's been able to become, but also her impact on this world. Like, it is huge. She will go down in history. Like, no one can ever take away what she's produced in this world. And even the fact that she didn't necessarily purposefully go out to become who she was, and kind of some of it fell in her lap, but just what she's done with her influence. For me, that makes her a person that I admire. Yeah. So.
Cool. So before you go any further,
I just Tristan repeating, "Will I marry him?" What is he doing?
I don't know. He said that he wants to be married by you. So let me address something real quick. So about a month and a half, 2 months ago, I was on Savon's live and I was trying to take and post comments and stuff. And YouTube does it to, I don't know, random people, because it happened to me. And I had called her and I asked her, has she blocked me? So Mr. Had first came in saying that he was asking was I blocked, and I haven't blocked anyone. I'm not on any kind of petty stuff like that. So since it was in the comments, I just want to clear the air. I haven't blocked anyone. It's not worth me to block anyone because I'm here to work with everyone. So no, I have not blocked anyone. And I hope that answers your question. But it did happen to me. And Savon's in the comments. She can justify what I'm saying. It happened to me. I called her and I asked her, was I blocked, because I assumed that I had got blocked too, because I couldn't speak in the chats. And she said, no, I wasn't blocked. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's because I added a new platform and some people can't respond into it. I don't know. So sometimes glitches happen. So no, from me to the whole world to Mr. I did not block you. So I'm just
Bambi's saying it happened to him as well.
Yeah, it happened.
It's a system glitch.
Yeah, it's happened to me twice, and I don't know what it is, because I've been on Maddie's show and tried to take and leave comments, and my comments never got viewed or seen or whatever like that. So no, so he knows, and it's not no tea, no shade out there to anyone. No, I have not blocked Mr. Is not that irrelevant to me to block anyone like that. So I just want to let everybody to know, no, you're not blocked. You're welcome here, but it is what it is. I don't know what's going on with the system, but it's happened to me several times. But I just wanted to know, because a lot of people are texting me and hitting me up on DMs. Why did you block Mr.? And I didn't block Mr. I'm just letting y'all know. But the focus is supposed to be on Evolution of Vell, not on if I block somebody or not, or something like that.
And our 202 new subscribers. Yay! Look at God.
Okay, so the Wind Down Wednesdays with the official D-Star and Friends is going to be coming up on tomorrow night.
I can't hang that late on school nights, but my plan is to like rewatch them and definitely support. So if you don't see me in the comments, it's not that I'm shading you. It's just it's been them first couple. I was like, I can't. I'm trying to stay woke, but I can't. And
I
then I
mean,
would get the alert that it was happening in 30 more minutes, and I was already struggling.
I definitely understand that, but like I said, Savon is in a comment, and Savon knows for herself that it happened to me. I just want to clear the air. I didn't, there's no tea, no shade, or whatever like that. It's not even that irrelevant to me because teeth and tongue will fall out, but the mouth is still there, so it's not that relevant to me to take in that kind of energy. But I just want y'all to know that no, it didn't come from me. I didn't do it. It's the system. But baby, Um, I done held you for like long enough. I feel like, and I think everybody done asked the questions that they want to ask. And
Yeah, they talking about
closing,
YouTube glitches now. So
yeah, closing words, closing comments. I'm gonna give the floor to you, and then I'm gonna come back one more time, and then we're gonna be out of here, baby. So I'm gonna give you the full floor.
thank you, Bambi. Thank you, Bambi. I just wanted to say thank all of you for your support. It has been invaluable. Thank you for the three of you who subscribed during this live. I really greatly appreciate it. This, like I stated earlier, is like being able to connect with family members, like in these YouTube streets. And I was feeling a little like lonely, so to speak, in these YouTube streets. And so it's been a beautiful thing to be able to connect with you guys and almost on a daily basis, just feel like I got friends to hang out with. So I appreciate that. Stay tuned to my channel. Don't only subscribe, but actually click that notification bell because I got some stuff coming up. Way more coming. But thank you for your support. And you can follow me on Instagram at I am Vell B. And hit me up in the DMs if you want to connect with me in any kind of way. Oh, and if you know somebody, hook them up.
And what is that?
I'm virtually
Instagram?
dating. I'm virtually dating.
What's that Instagram again? Just in case they want to send your profile picture or something to you.
It is I am Vell B. I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Okay, cool beans. I thought my co-host was gonna come in for like a hot second so she can tell us about what's going on right
I
after
mean,
the
I
show.
feel like I'm being shortchanged. I'm used to these going a little bit. And I feel like, okay, well, get out of here.
No, it's not. No, it's not that. It's not that. I'm trying to change things a little bit, and I think it's more of a quality versus a quantity of what we're doing. And I
Quantity.
feel like as of right now that I've done what I needed to do. And I feel like that you've done what you needed to do. You've been very transparent, and both of us are in the corporate field, so I do understand some things I can't go there with, and I'm going to respect that. I'm not going to be a person that takes it beyond the point where it needs to be at.
Savon
So
says she's here.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Savon says she's here. I don't know what that means. I don't know if she means she here in the back room or here in the chat.
No, she hasn't came in the back room yet. I was wanting her to come in for like a hot second, but she probably
What does D start talking about? There goes the Aries. I'm not sure what that means.
Are you an Aries? Because I'm a Sagittarius.
Yes.
So
I said in the in our live that yeah, Sagittarius and Aries are very compatible.
But see, you don't want a trans. Not a trans.
Well, I mean everything.
Not a trans like me. You want a trans like a girl to a boy, not a boy to a girl.
I think that might be, might be safe to say.
Hey,
but no, like, hey, Savon.
Why in the hell was I sitting here like, when she gonna drop the link? Like, when she gonna drop the link? And I forgot I already had it. This is the day that I've had. So I'm here working and watching and enjoying and all that good stuff. Good interview. I've learned so much about you.
I know, and like I'm trying to tell him, I just want to respect what we have going on, and I don't want him to feel like I'm shortchanging him because it's not that. It's a respect thing.
Oh,
Jasmine thought I was gonna be all closed off. Everybody thought I was gonna be all uptight and saying I plead the fifth. And
really,
yeah, you should have heard them in them other lives. The other what was that, over the weekend or something? Like, oh, he ain't gonna be comfortable and loosen him up, and I'm like, they don't know me. They don't know me the way they think they know me.
Ooh,
Oh,
interesting.
come on,
Don't get me
bromance.
started
I
asking
got
no
a lot.
questions. You know, I try not to ask no questions. I know we both in the corporate space, but listen, you wait till I get off this damn phone. I'm gonna be real nosy.
No,
Real
my job,
nosy.
my corporate gig is actually that is not traditional. So it's almost like this new age corporate thing. It's
Hmm.
very, very, very loose. Like we have trans people who are openly trans, you know,
Oh, nice.
gay people, all that stuff. It's very, it's non-discriminatory. So and they actually support us in having side gigs as long as your side gig doesn't interfere with their work. And
Right.
so I had that conversation actually with my VP before I officially launched my channel. I just didn't tell her what I was doing, like completely. I just said, I'm, thinking about expanding myself in the public speaking space and blah blah blah, which is what they've been encouraging me to do anyway. I didn't tell her
Hmm.
what it was going to look like, and but anyway, she was all for it. She was just like, yeah, as long as like it's not affecting our clients or you're not kind of poaching our clients, so to speak, like go at it.
Right.
So yeah, so like and actually one of my colleagues, I had a meeting with her about branding and all of that, and so she
Mhm.
fully knows. She's one of my subscribers, been commenting and all of that. So yeah, it's a lot looser. It's not that
My
suit and
work
tie
would have to
corporate situation.
my work would have to know other names to be able to find me. But I've had that similar. I've reviewed our policies, etc. And I don't talk about business that or industry stuff
Yeah.
on my live. So that kind of keeps me, as long as
Hmm.
I don't do nothing to embarrass the hell out of myself and
Yes.
end up on CNN or something like that,
Yes.
then I'll be okay. But
Exactly. Exactly. So I'm
Right.
like, I'm gonna be me because the truth
yeah,
is, I'll be waving goodbye at a certain point.
exactly. And what they see on here, it's not too far from what they see in real life. It's a little more polished and more corporate friendly, but they've seen me mad before, so they've heard me use a word or two. So they're not
Right.
surprised at
Oh
all.
my
They
God,
wouldn't
what
be
kind of
surprised.
word?
Yeah.
Girl, I've used some $50 curse words, girl. Yes, honey. My
She
boss
said,
can
I have
tell
to.
you, honey, Lord Jesus. He be like, some just calm down. I ain't no calm down. We can calm down later. Let me get this out. Once I get it out, I'll be
then we'll
Hmm.
fine
be
and I'll go
good.
back to being effective.
We'll be
Hmm.
content. But right now,
Uh,
however, I
I,
need to get it out.
I gotta get some shit off my chest, right?
Hmm.
So
Vell,
you
Vell,
so you
Vell.
did good. You did good, Val. I'm
Thank
proud
you.
of you because your channel is growing really fast. I like your
Yeah.
content. Lives are a challenge, especially when you have controls in videos. You can control what they see
Yes.
and what you do, and you can edit out. So in real
Hmm.
time, it's like it's there.
You gotta fill
So
up space. You gotta pace yourself. I was with my first little
yes.
live. I was like, oh shit, I talked too quick. I done ran through all my
Oh my
content.
God. Or too long. I think my first
Or
Hmm.
too
one
long. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
was too long. I was like, I
yeah.
got tired of listening to my damn self. I was fast forward. I said, if I'm doing that, then they're doing that.
Child, my first live, I was 4.5 hours in. I said, "Gee, Savon's was the same day, the same thing the day before." So I
Oh my
mean,
God,
we done did
Vale,
marathons. That's why I said
we did. Oh,
we gotta pull it back and
girl, I think, hell, all
six
of us,
hours,
me,
Savon.
Jasmine, and Mister 6'8", we was running them back to back marathons. You would have
Mhm.
thought you was watching like what, a Hallmark channel or something, because baby,
Yes,
we was just
child.
giving you around the holidays, just hours and hours, and then we were the next day. We was like, "What in the Hello Kitty were we thinking about?
Mhm.
We can't do this long term. We can't start out
Yeah.
this way because we're not gonna do this long term. That's not sustainable."
We did about 3 weeks straight, and then it was like, okay, bitch, we got to pull back. And we went
We
from six
tagged,
hours to four, from 4 hours to three. Now we at two, so I
and
I
I'm
think
understand.
trying to get mine to an hour and a half and leave it at that. If that long, I'm okay with an hour long show, honestly.
yeah,
But
I couldn't do more than an hour. Like I through doing that live, and that was my way of like testing it. I'm not made for lives. I know it's necessary, as a part of the YouTube's growth thing, but
it's
it's
not.
not my it's not my thing because my energy is I can't commit to a certain day and time because I might not feel like it.
I think
Like my
COVID-19.
energy is not always consistent like that.
And see, mine isn't either. And I think that I don't think you have to do lives. There are plenty of YouTubers out there who are doing uploads and they are thriving and flourishing. And then, of course, a live, I feel like if you decide that you want to just stick to uploads, do that, and then when you get to a certain number to where you can open up your community and things of that nature, save your lives for your community to give them something. I think you should do it like that. Work with your strengths and weaknesses. I like both, but I also like talking to people. And the only reason why I started doing lives is because of COVID-19. I'm in the house, I can't talk no goddamn bad.
Right.
Well, I can at work, but girl, they're not talking about the shit I want to talk about. Okay. Yeah. So that's good.
It's good always just to have that outlet too, to be like, well, yada yada yada, this, that, and the third, and know that it's in a place that you can let that go.
Yeah, and I like the lives because there's no editing needed. So part of my thing with that live, my first one, was like, oh, okay, not only can I connect with my followers because a lot of them are like active in the comments and all of that, but the other piece was, ooh, I can get a video out today and I ain't got to edit it. And so it worked out for that purpose. So I can see myself doing it for that reason, like just so that every Sunday I don't have to worry about like, oh, what do I have going out today?
Right. I mean, I like them because I can like I do with everything else. But as y'all see, I have my little pockets that I set up, and for me, like you saying, like I don't have to edit anything. So once it's out there, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? All I got to do then is go back and get the cards and stuff together and add that kind of stuff into it. But it is what it is. But that's a whole nother
editing is a beast.
And then getting stuff together and then making your graphics and all that kind of stuff. Like it's, baby, I get it done. I don't see how I do it, but I get it done.
And think about a 30-minute video, how much time you put into editing it.
Hours.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you, yeah. Girl, hush. All right, y'all. Well, I'm going to get back to work. I just wanted to come in and say great show.
Thank you. I wanted you to expound just a little bit on your upcoming live in 15 minutes.
Ooh,
well, not live. Your preview.
Y'all just gonna have to watch Honey Diva One, girl. Me and these few, we watched your safari video. Let me just say, girl, you did a really great job with giving us description, telling us what we need to know and what we need to do for future use should we decide to purchase one. And let me just say, you just handled that thing. It was so natural.
Yes.
Yeah, so you definitely have to, if y'all have not watched her video, please go out there and enjoy it. She has lots of great content, but I wanted to see that one only because I was a tad bit curious about Mr. Safari myself. So I was like, hey, kill two birds with one stone.
Girl, the night that she had uploaded it, me, Lee, and Zalent sat backstage and we watched it all together. And I wish I'd have recorded it because it was something serious. The commentary was something serious because I can only imagine y'all two. I'm geeked and I'm ready for this. I ain't even gonna sit here like I'm geeked and ready for this one.
All right, girl. I hope y'all enjoy.
Get Diva One on here. I gotta get Diva One on here one day.
Diva One said, I don't know if you saw his video where he talked about having like some levels of social anxiety, like in hearing his voice and things like that. I don't know if you saw that video. So I was starting to wonder because I've noticed he hasn't gotten on, but he's definitely, or she, Viva is definitely in the comments. So I was wondering if that has something to do with it, but I don't know if she wants to share that right now.
Well, I just want to put it out there with if any time that you want to come on Diva, you can just use the avatar. We don't even have to see you. You can just use the avatar and be in chill mode. But I absolutely love that.
She got personality, baby, huh?
Yes,
neat. All I want to know is, did the Nigerians reach out? That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'll definitely be watching that right after this.
So once again, everybody, I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming in with us tonight. Y'all could chose to be anywhere, but y'all chose to be here with me tonight. And I do greatly appreciate each and every one of y'all for being here with us. Again, I like to send special shouts out to Vell, the evolution of Vell. I do appreciate you being here with me.
Thank you for
Um,
having me.
I thank you for being so transparent and open and honest with us about just being you or whatever. And I'm gonna run one more promo, and then we're gonna be out of here. So before we get out of here, any last comments?
No, just share all of our videos, share our channels with your friends, associates, family,
Right, right, right. And I thank you
and
again.
and send me DMs, photos of your eligible friends in my Instagram. I am Vell B.
I am
See,
guilty.
I
Yeah.
ain't think you was dating for real. You just want to see photos. You just want to watch your voyeur.
I didn't say what kind of pictures.
Well,
Oh,
you already know if you put it out there in this audience, what kind they gonna be now.
I ain't got nothing to say. I'm just gonna be quiet.
I'm gonna leave it there too. No SpongeBob pics, y'all. No SpongeBob pics. But you can send cake.
Oh.
All right,
don't,
I'm
for-
gonna stop.
don't forget, y'all. Coming up Tuesday, the girls are coming. And don't forget, y'all, I greatly appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming out and being with me tonight. The purpose tonight was to get to know Evolution of Veil, and I feel like that we gotten to know Evolution of Veil just a little bit better. Don't forget, y'all, to like, share, subscribe as you're leaving out. And I do thank you.
Tell me pretty